Ready to go green from Las Vegas for the second race of the West Coast Swing. Pace car is off. Your Daytona 500 winner, Ryan Blaney, will lead the field to the green. Both winners this season start inside the top four after Larson picked up the win in Auto Club last week. We're underway for 107 laps around the first mile and a half oval of the season. Stages being pretty straightforward, 30, 30, 47 to round out the race here. Now as they fade through 1 and 2 down towards this back straightaway on this opening lap, joined up here in the booth as usual by Jay Cook, Fast Cook live on Twitch. Jay, we've had a very fascinating start to the season. One thing we haven't seen so far, which is a bit surprising, we haven't seen a single on-track accident this season, but we have seen the trends of Vegas in past years. At some point, this is probably going to change here in this very race today.
Yeah, I fully expect us to have our first caution be here in Vegas, and I thought it might have been almost coming right there as it looked like Eric Jones was going to the inside back there in the background. It looked like he might be pushing it almost 4 wide, but they all keep it together so far through 1.5 laps, almost clean, Gary. We haven't had an incident, like you said, yet that's caused a caution so far, but I do think Vegas is going to be the place that this changes, and it might be a whole string from here on out of races that cause a bunch of crashes. We got Phoenix coming up, we got Atlanta Super Speedway coming up.
As they are going at it back here in the midfield section now, Jay, kind of looks like we're seeing some faster cars kind of bottlenecked here with some slower cars right now, and they're trying to all navigate their way forward, but Brad Kozlowski looking a little bit strong here, making some moves on the inside of that number 6 here. If you really want to be successful in Las Vegas today with that middle lane in 1 and 2, it looks like it's massively overpowered currently.
And I remember that being a trend from the last 2 seasons at Las Vegas as well. The middle lane always seemed to be the better lane to be in. Harvick out there by himself right now. Looks like he's going to power around the outside of Kyle Larson.
And Logano seems to be losing some paces. He is really backing up this grid all of a sudden now, and everybody's licking their chops in the background. Truex with Larson on the inside as they come through the tri-oval. Could this be a pass for second to dethrone the Penske 1-2? A little over 10 laps to go in this first and opening stage, and Truex, it's going to be hard to complete the pass. We'll see what Blaney has on the outside, and there it is. That 12 car is able to power through again. Freddie Larson with a move to the inside of that 12 of Ryan Blaney here as Truex is going to try and follow through. And Jay, if you're Truex, what do you do here? You know you have a car that's probably faster than both of these guys. You just try and help the 5 to get past that 12 and then try to work on Larson? Or what? I mean, what is the goal at this point now? Is Byron's actually going to try and look to his inside?
I think Truex has to go with whoever he thinks is faster, and that's probably Kyle Larson right now, but Larson got put to the inside lane right there, and that's really going to allow the 12 and the 19 to clear Larson easily, Gary. The 19 car.
Does anybody have anything for Logano? 3 wide in the background as well. Elliott fading backwards here as Larson's going to make a move. Will he have enough? Jay, this forces Blaney to the outside, but it could be an advantage to the 12.
Oh, as they go 3 wide right there, Truex is going to force his way through the middle with the 12 of Blaney all the way up to the outside lane. Immediately loses a bunch of momentum. You cannot run up all the way at the top. And
what
Truex
a move!
Goes through the middle, Gary, with a huge move down the back straightaway. Now he's going to have a look at Joey Logano. No, he has nothing for him. He has to back out of it. Logano should win the stage, but what a power move from Truex, Gary. Middle of 3 wide. Logano off turn 4 is going to win stage number 1. Truex steals away second place. Blaney fades to 3rd. And what a move on that final lap from Martin Truex Jr., Gary. That was a fantastic bit of driving there from the 19 of Martin Truex Jr.
Logano looking very good on this pit stop so far. Now you see in the background, watch that 19 car of Martin Truex Jr. He's going to start rolling now, but Logano is going to get rolling. But no, Jay, the 19, Truex wins the race out of the pit lane, and a big win there for the one of Chastain. Kyle Larson is yet to leave. He is just leaving now. Ready now for stage 2. Lap 34 of 107. Stage 2 concludes at the end of lap 60. No green flag pit stops necessary. There will be one in stage 3 if necessary, if we have, of course, a green flag run. We're underway though from Vegas for stage 2. Martin Truex Jr. got the lead out of the pit lane. Kyle Larson we saw struggle hard. You see him already fanning out to the inside down into turn 1. Here we go. Harvick with a quick move on the inside of the number 9 of Chase Elliott. Jay, this is going to be a great opportunity for some guys to try and click off some really quick positions here. William Byron maybe try to make a move to the inside of Joey Logano into turn 3.
Byron to the inside of our stage 1 winner, Joey Logano all the way to the outside lane, maybe even having a challenge there from the 1 of Ross Chastain. And all these guys coming off the corner, Gary, they're going to be looking to get to the inside here on the front straightaway, make some passes. And the one thing we've kind of had in common as well before is once the stage 1 caution happens, stage 2 is usually where all the chaos kicks off. So I'll have to wait and see if that happens this time, as it looks like Gary Martin Truex Jr. is going to start to, at least for now, run away with that lead a little bit because they're getting side by side behind him. But Logano breaks out and actually is able to close up right behind him because he had momentum off turn 2. So never mind to that. The 19 car has the lead for now, though, as Chastain looks to the inside once again. That apron, surprised nobody's really using it.
Oh!
We have Truex blowing up from the lead.
Chastain's gonna crash into the corner. He's gonna slide back up the track. Huge impact there. The 54, the 47, Almirola, Burton, many involved. Keselowski, Kyle Busch as well. Unbelievable scenes. Martin Truex Jr. blows up while leading the race and causes a major accident there. They race back to the line. Jay, we talked about it. We thought we would see a crash today at some point. I don't think that was in the way we expected to see it. Here we have a look at the replay. Martin Truex Jr. blows up right in front of the pack. Ross Chastain gets turned by Ryan Blaney to the inside while slides back up the track. And oh my goodness, absolutely massive impacts there. You see everybody crashing there. The 7 of LaJoy nearly up and over. But the rookie of Ty Gibbs, Kyle Busch as well. We'll take one more look on board with Kyle Busch with a massive impact. On board with Kyle Busch down into turn 1. You see the one slide up the track. Unbelievable. Absolutely massive hit right there for the 8 and the 1. 24 struggles to get going, but Logano right now looking like the clear favorite. We saw Ryan Blaney with a struggling pit stop as well. So all the guys that were really on him are shuffled back or out of the race. But now the question is, does the 20 of Christopher Bell or maybe one of these Hendrick cars have something for him? The 42, I don't know what's going on with this 24. Byron had no contact from what we saw in the replays in the incident. Didn't look like anything happened in the pit lane, but Jay, clearly that 24 is going backwards. Did they make a bad adjustment maybe?
Off 3 wide again as well, which is knocking out them there down the back straightaway, but surprisingly, actually able to hold the speed there in that 3rd lane. We haven't seen that happen all day today, and he's actually able to hold it right there against the 23 and the 11 as well. It's the 43 of Eric Jones really impressing me right now in this race, especially the 41 of Priest. He's been up inside the top 10, around the top 10 the entire race so far. Been well outperforming, I think, what I expected from him. So the 41 car looking really good right now. And Priest, he's doing really good things inside that car, which to me, I do not have high expectations for the 41 of Priest this season, but he's performing really well, at least on the virtual side of things. 3 and 4, it looks like it's going to be Logano winning the stage once again, sweeping the stages here in Las Vegas. Off turn 4, Joey Logano wins stage number 2. Chase Elliott holds on to 2nd place. Bell looking like he's absolutely flying, Gary, up to 3rd place. Same thing for Cindric and Reddick as well, making up some positions. And then Eric Jones gets the final stage point in stage number 2. Eric Jones in a 43 car, Gary. Really impressive so far here in Las Vegas. He needs to do it quick on this restart. Not let Logano get away, as the 9 car of Chase Elliott right there looks to get to the inside. Does not do it, though. Still right behind the 22 of Logano in the background is Cindric and Bell side by side. Harvick and Hamlin as well. Hamlin up inside this top 5, Gary. He's made a fantastic charge in this race. The 11 car started really poorly earlier, but has done a really good job of making his way forward. The 41 of Priest there to the middle 3 wide. Everybody jockeying for position once again on one of these restarts, Gary. This is where we're going to see everybody be the most aggressive, especially now that we're into stage 3 and there's no guaranteed caution in this race.
And that 41 is getting shuffled hard here on the exit of turn 4. Elliott right now all over the back still of that 22 to the back bumper, but he might be able to pass this 9 of Chase Elliott.
And that just propelled Logano out into the lead, Gary, which is something that usually when you see somebody get to the very outside lane, they lose a bunch of momentum. But the 22 of Logano was able to keep the momentum and get the lead handily away from Chase Elliott and Bell as well. But Bell gets now 2nd place away from Chase Elliott. If he slides up in front here, the 9 car, which he will do, and keep 2nd place, Gary. This 20 car now that he's finally free of free for a moment. Chase Elliott goes back to the inside of Bell for 2nd place here into turn number 3. The inside is the place to be in turn 3 and 4. Blaney as well. Blaney also falling off pretty hard as well. So those two losing a bunch of spots. I noticed Suarez, Gary, was in this group somewhere a moment ago. At least I swear I saw Suarez. Yeah, there he is. Suarez slowly starting to make his way forward as well. We saw him struggling massively earlier in this race. Now in stage 3, he's finally making his way forward.
But now, I mean, it's looking pretty good for that 20 to complete the pass right here.
Look at the run he gets right there. He gets a huge run through 1 and 2 right there to the outside of Elliott. Should have him clear, especially with the help of Harvick as well. Harvick might even be able to clear this 9 car down the back straightaway as he is pushing the 20 car along. Not clear just yet. Still at his quarter panel. Chase Elliott, Gary, is starting to fall off a little bit, fade even quicker than he was in the previous run. So this 9 car is certainly struggling a little bit, especially in the long run. Look at the 11 of Denny Hamlin, the 43 of Eric Jones right behind as well, Gary. Eric Jones has been going through the field just like the 11 car Denny Hamlin. They've basically been following each other, and now here they are up towards the front of this pack. But the 20 car of Bell checked up a little bit. That allowed Harvick to stay with them, and now it allows Elliott and Hamlin to get back into this battle as well. We suddenly have a lot of cars back into the battle for this 2nd place spot once again, and that's going to give Logano at least a little bit of breathing room for now, because he knows as soon as they're side by by side behind him. That's going to help him out a little bit, let him run single file and let him kind of try and pull away from them. But Harvick, Gary, makes a pass on the outside of Christopher Bell for second place, gets it done, clear to turn number 3.
The veterans like Kyle Busch wiped out. Oh, Jay, the 24 and the 7 in the background. Contact there, 31, sorry, but they somehow sorted out. But Byron's day goes from bad to way worse very quickly.
I thought they were for sure going to send it back up the track in the trial right there and create an issue, but luckily both of them were able to get it settled out. Byron gets the worst out of it, loses a ton of spots to 31 of Justin Haley. Warren, now these guys are going to make more mistakes, and I think they're coming to the pit lane right now. Everybody coming to the pit lane.
Every single car is in the pits. What a weird call this is. You see the 78, the 41 may be already actually into the pits, but this, Jay, that 41, that's an opportunity.
We've never seen this.
No, we have not, but there's a big opportunity for Ryan Preece because he pit on his own, going to be out in front anyways. Now we'll have to take a look at what happens with that 41. Jay, there's the 41 in the background right now, heading down into the turn 1. I don't know if he's going to be leading, but he's certainly going to get a position gain out of this, maybe even to second place.
Yeah, he might be up at a second or third place. There he goes past Harvick. He might be passing the 20 of Bell soon. There's the 9 of Chase Elliott. There's the 20 of Bell. We're watching to see if the 41 comes into the picture. There he is. There, still catching, still catching, still catching. Might be able to get past his 20. No, not going to be able to get past him, Gary, but going to be with him. They can draft to catch the 22 of Logano, but actually
he's not interested.
Goes to the inside of Bell. Yeah, like you said, not interested at all. So the only way I think these two run down Logano is if they draft together, but obviously not doing that right now.
We have both of the Legacy Motor Club cars currently inside the top 7. And here they go again. They're there, but they're battling. But Jay as well, look at this. Couple of lap cars not far ahead of the leaders of Joey Logano. Could that play a role as well in how this race is going to be determined?
Bell needs to hope that the 10 car holds up Logano enough that he can get a different run.
He
on
won't.
It. Logano's going to go easily to the inside, Gary. These lap cars didn't affect the 22 really hardly at all. At least not enough for the 20 car Bell to have anything for him. So coming to get the white flag. He swept the stages. Looks like he's going to sweep the race as well. The 22 of Joey Logano grabs the white flag. One more lap to go from Las Vegas, Gary. The 20 car Christopher Bell not close enough at all to have a challenge at this 22 car.
And it's been an incredible start to the season here. Daytona was fantastic. We saw Penske Racing win there, and we saw Kyle Larson win last week in Auto Club. But this time around, after a lot of attacks, Logano's going to hang on through 3 out of turn 4. The first time this season, he is going to go to victory lane. Elliott gets the 41 out of turn 4. Logano wins in Las Vegas over Christopher Bell, Chase Elliott, Ryan Preece inside the top 5, and so is Kevin Harvick, and Eric Jones and Noah Gragson, Legacy Motor Club, inside the top 7 for both of their cars. Daniel Suarez rebounds to a top 10 as well after a wild day here in Vegas. Jay, we saw a lot of chaos at times. We saw great racing, of course. We saw Martin Truex Jr., probably Logano's biggest competitor, blow up and take out several cars. And that was really, I think we could agree, the moment where everything just played perfectly into Joey Logano's hands by avoiding that moment with the 19.
Yeah, the entire race practically played into the hands of the 22 of Joey Logano. His car was just perfect enough to stay out front, like you mentioned, was ahead, or was not ahead, was able to get ahead of Martin Truex Jr. before the incident happened. So he stayed incident free as well. Had a good day on pit road.